things, but okay, that's too. There we go. All right. I've never done this driving before, by the way, so if we get into an accident or, you know, something...
This will be our last testimony.
This might be. Hopefully somebody will find this recording and publish it, right?
I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. Blues, women, and blues. I'm here, I'm there, I'm
Hey
everywhere.
folks, this is Dr. Brian King. I am once again on the road. The road that I'm on right now is actually quite literally a road. I'm on Highway 99 going northbound in California. Just left Bakersfield. I'm on my way to Fresno, and I'm touring. Get this, I'm touring with a pretty well-known actor slash casting director slash former Playboy TV host. I mean, you've done a lot of stuff, and I thought it'd be really cool to have a little discussion with you, a little conversation for my podcast. Folks, welcome to the podcast, Kevin Miller.
Hey! Oh, wrong hand. There we go.
So,
I've never done this driving.
You've never done what?
I've never done a podcast driving.
This is my first driving podcast as well.
All
Yeah,
right.
I normally, if I was going to record video in the car, I would have like a system set up, but this is kind of a rig here. This is not really.
It works out.
You know, this isn't Hollywood.
Works
but
out.
you live in Hollywood, or you live in Hollywood area.
Born and raised in Santa Monica.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your exposure to the entertainment industry and your involvement in it. You've shared some really cool stories as we've been traveling.
Well, I grew up in Santa Monica, and I went to Santa Monica High School. Oh my God, I was going to say I'm having a reunion, a big reunion this year, but I'm not going to.
Oh, man.
All right, my 40th high school reunion.
40 years since high school?
Yes, I graduated in 1983.
Who were some of the people you went to high school with? You told me a
So
lot
I
about
went,
these people.
so my best friend in junior high school, he came from New York, was Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. You guys
Iron
hearing
Man.
this?
Yeah,
This man.
Yeah, Iron
So
Man.
you were like best friends in high school with him?
Well, junior high and then high school, and then
Okay.
I think junior year he went to New York to take off. And then I saw him a little bit when he got Saturday Night Live. Did you know he was Saturday Night Live?
That was the worst season of Saturday Night Live ever.
Don't tell him that.
Well, I'm sure he knows, you know. And it's not his fault. It was just a bad year. Like, they picked a bunch. Anthony Michael Hall was on that.
Yes,
was on that
yeah,
year.
you remember that.
Yeah,
that
of course
was
I remember.
And then they did the
Comedy
Madonna
nerd.
wedding, like a takeoff of it.
Yeah,
And Robert was
so-
Sean Penn.
So, Robert Downey Jr. in
I remember,
high
though,
school-
when he did his first film, I don't know if you remember this, but it had a cult following, and it was with James Spader, called Tough Turf.
I don't think I ever saw
So we
that.
all went to the Chateau Marmont, which is a really popular hotel. Someone died there.
Sunset Boulevard.
Exactly.
That's my readers will know that's where I signed the contract for my first book.
Really?
Yeah, literary agent.
Did you feel like big time?
Oh, totally, man. I was like, I'm hobnobbing and rubbing shoulders with the best of them. You know, that's where all contracts are signed in Hollywood. By
Yes,
the way.
at the
It's
Chateau.
You know.
Yes.
But so you were at the Chateau with him during a premiere?
Yeah, well, no, during shooting, and we hung out because there's a bunch of people. I think Kim Richards was in that movie too.
I don't know who that is, actually.
So do you remember Escape from Witch Mountain?
If she wasn't in Saturday Night Live, I don't know who she is. But no, Escape from Miss Witch Mountain. So she was in that.
She was in that. Yeah, and then she was in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
for
a while.
So she went from legitimate movie
some good movies, and then she was in Tough Turf. Yeah.
All right.
I forget how old I've gotten. The years are going like this. Anyway, and then also I went to school with Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, right? Which is that so Robert Downey Jr. is very impressive. Obviously that's he's a big name. Everybody, his star has really risen, especially with post Iron Man.
Yes.
But before that, maybe he was having some issues, some struggles. But it's interesting that what was he like in high school? And then we'll get to Charlie Sheen. And what was
Robert
RDJ
was
like?
great. For some reason, though, a lot of people didn't catch on with him because he came from New York.
Oh,
and
really?
I don't know why, but
like they've never seen a New Yorker. Like they've never seen a New Yorker in LA.
Well, relocate, right?
Yeah.
And he was in Madrigals with me. Great voice. We were in chorus together, Madrigals, and then we did theater arts together. And what's sad is my parents moved to the Pacific Palisades, so my first semester as a freshman, I didn't go to Santa Monica High. I went to Pali, and I hated it. And then my parents figured out a way to get me to in Santa Monica.
Get you back
And then I
over
saw
there.
Robert again, and then
Nice.
and then I'm very good friends with Charlie's brother Ramon.
Okay.
So
See,
from high school.
It's funny because before talking to you about this stuff, I never really knew Charlie Sheen had another brother. I knew about Emilio.
Yes.
But I never knew that there was another.
And a sister.
Oh, there's a sister too.
Renee,
See?
Renee,
Yeah,
yes.
that's interesting.
Four
Wow.
of them.
So the Sheen family. So Robert
Yes.
Downey Jr. was your best friend, and you guys lost touch, right?
Yes.
You never tried adding him on Facebook.
Well, I was one of his best friends. He had a couple, and then I remember I had a birthday, a big birthday, I think my 40th, and I called him, and I found his number, but I never got a call back. Robert, call me.
I think it's so hilarious. So when Facebook,
I liked you before you became famous.
That's true. You used to hang out.
You were awesome.
So the reason I made the Facebook crack is because I don't know when you joined social media, but I remember
I was way late.
When I first joined, it was early, and when it opened up, and it seemed like everybody you had ever met was like reaching out to connect, you know?
Exactly.
And that's like I connected with old high school friends and old middle school friends, and wow, that is a bright sun.
It's
This
totally
is going to
bright.
make the video very difficult to work with. It's also making it hard to drive. But yeah, so like there was a period in the beginning where you would just search for everybody you ever met.
Yeah, but do you think the people of celebrity would actually be
Was he
that easy? I don't think.
I don't. How big was he at that point? I guess he was. His posts. I don't know. Is he still having his?
I mean, I think social media came after Chaplin.
Yeah.
And Chaplin is when
was
he
huge.
really was. Yeah, he was
Chaplin
amazing in
huge.
that.
Yeah, it's a shame that because it's obviously we lose touch with people, but he's done so many interesting movies. It'd be nice to to let him.
Well, it was really fun in the beginning when he was starting his career. He hung out with people, but then a lot of people sweep you away, and then you can't see your friends.
It happens, and it's not that they don't want to see you. It's just that their world doesn't overlap much with your world.
That's it. That's it.
But,
I came to accept that because at first I was like, dude, but then you realize it happens because even everybody gets caught up and then forgets to hang out with people.
Now, I've known people that have gone on to get famous, and I realize that I'm probably never going to see them again because they're just they're shooting this, they're shooting that. They've got hundreds of thousands of people that are trying to get their attention. And so it's tough unless you join the entourage. Unless you can weasel away into RDJ's social circle.
100%.
So, and the Sheens, you said that the Sheens are good friends still to this day, right?
Yes. Haven't seen them in a while because COVID stopped everybody from seeing each other. But
so I never knew about Ramon, and he's apparently a better friend of yours. But you do know Charlie.
Yes.
Pretty well. Did you know him during that breakdown moment that he had, where he was ranting about tiger blood and touring the country, trying to do comedy?
Exactly.
Was that something that you were?
I didn't see him that much, but kind of because I went to indirectly I went to Warner Brothers set a lot when he was shooting all that stuff. But I think it got blown out of proportion. And now, I mean, he was even before his time because I don't think what he did really was that out there. It was at the time, and now it's like normal place for other people to do other things. Even politicians.
Right.
No, much more crazy than
what I've always liked about Charlie is that he people don't appreciate just what good comedic timing he has.
Yes, really.
There was a movie that he did a long time ago. I think it was called Hot Shots.
Yes.
That was hilarious.
And then they had part 2.
Yeah. It was hilarious, and so much of it on the shoulders of his performance.
And Major League, he was really funny too.
That's true. I forgot about Major League. That's right. I forget that's a Charlie Sheen movie. And Apocalypse Now. He was hilarious in Apocalypse Now.
Are you joking?
Yeah, I'm joking.
That wasn't that good of a joke.
I know.
Come on.
I'm trying to keep this funny and not so much coming across as like fanboy material.
It wasn't really fanboy. It was more
No, I'm the fanboy.
No,
I
know.
I'm like, you went to high school with Charlie Sheen and freaking RDJ and that's like half of the X-Men right there. So But
It's
you've
true.
had a career in entertainment yourself. I mean, I don't want to just talk to you because you've had these noteworthy people in your life. I mean, you've had
appreciate that.
So tell me, tell me a little bit about your history in Hollywood.
Well, ever since I came out of my mother's womb, I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to perform. I'm a ham, and then, did a bunch of commercials. And then right after I graduated high school, I did some films. USA Up All Night, like half a star films, and they have a cult following.
Those the good movies, the kind that I want to write.
Yes, I think you've written a couple, right?
Actually, yeah.
So they were fun, and then I did another film where actually it's now on Blu-ray. It's called American Scream. And it got really good ratings. I was shocked. Sorry, Mitchell. I was shocked that it got really good. He was the director. He's probably going to watch this. And I did the Blu-ray talking with him.
Oh, nice. So you're on the commentary.
Yes, I'm on the commentary.
That's how you know your importance to the movie.
And then we're trying to make a sequel, and hopefully we will.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Right apart in
33 years later. Well, yeah, you probably will. Right? Your head might be cut off.
Mitchell,
come on, Mitchell.
You can put me in that. Yeah,
yes.
I'll send you a headshot.
Exactly.
So what was this movie about?
So it's kind of a comedic thriller, like horror. So basically, the parents take their kids and their kids' best friends. I was the best friend of the boy, and they take them to this place. And basically, they leave the kids there because they take them for if the parents are sick of the kids, they take them there to get killed. So that was the premise of the film.
Oh man, that is so gruesome.
Yes,
actually,
but then we decide, you know what, we should just grow up and screw them and not die. You
you grow up and then kill people.
Yeah.
Did you kill people?
We didn't kill people, but and then so there was an actor in the movie that I became. He's the father of Anthony Kiedis.
You played
I played the kids.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is when I was young.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So early film career.
Yeah, late 80s.
And who'd you say was the
so there was, he was kind of like the bad guy in the film. His name is Blackie Dammit, and he was in Lethal Weapon, and he's the father of Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He just passed away. So that was fun working with him. And then Edie Williams, you should know that. She used to be in the heyday. I think it was Roger Corman, so she was in it. And then we had Buck Flowers, who I don't know if you saw Back to the Future, but he was the guy at the end when Michael J. Fox comes back into 1985, and he was, what? He was good. And then Jennifer Darling and Pons Mars. I don't know if you have. He has a following, Pons Mars. So it was a great film.
Very cool. So that was one of your early exposures.
Yes.
Was that your first film?
It was my third. And then I was in Teen Wolf 2 at the same year with Jason Bateman, and I really like it. And I think he has a podcast where they make fun. The two other people with him make fun of the movie. I actually like the movie. Teen Wolf 2.
Do they do multiple episodes making fun of the exact same movie?
Yes, they pick on it all the time. Teen Wolf 2, because he has a big list of movies that are awesome. So they pick on them. I think Will Arnett. Everybody kept saying, Kevin, you should watch his podcast.
Like every episode is like a new person insulting Teen Wolf 2.
No, it's a continuous podcast with the three of them, and now and then they rib them for making. There's always one or two movies that people are going to rib them for.
Teen Wolf 2 was not a good movie. But the
Did you even see it?
I kind of remember.
Yeah, you can't say that until you see it.
I kind of remember seeing it.
Yeah,
but
you're making this up.
Listen. When you first told me you were in it, I immediately thought Jason Bateman and then I was like, oh, you kind of look like Jason Bateman a little bit, you know. So clearly, I'm familiar with it enough that I think I saw it. You know what I mean?
So you're going to give it a bad review because you think
I remember, Michael J. Fox had priced himself out of it, and he was not, he was too savvy to make the sequel, But I do remember that happening.
Well, that made a lot of money though because of Back to the Future. Yes.
Wait,
so trivia question. Back to Teen Wolf 1 made a lot of money.
Oh yeah, that was like huge.
I have a trivia question for you. Do you know who was the original Marty McFly that got fired?
Yes, I do.
And who is that?
That's Eric Stoltz.
Very good. Not many people know that.
Did you go to high school with Eric Stoltz?
I did not.
All right.
But I knew through Charlie and Ramon, I met Laura Dern. And she was in Masked. She was awesome in Masked. And he was awesome in Masked. Cher was. It was a great movie. So I met him briefly, but great actor. Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't stand Back to the Future.
Yeah. Well, apparently test audiences, they didn't quite. They weren't finding him very funny. You know. But anyway, so you know, I think it's interesting about your life, and this is typical of people who live in Southern California, is that you can't. It's almost like just a high probability that you're always going to grow up and know people who are eventually going to make it. You know?
Yes.
Because it's just the film industry and the entertainment is so prevalent, you know.
Yes.
And then of course you got into it. Now you had.
And then I'm proud to say, I don't know if it ever came out, but I want to say that I discovered Mark Ruffalo because I was doing a Sundance film.
Oh, I got to hear
and he was the star of it. It was awesome.
What was
the director? I had to convince the director. It was called TV Cowboy. To use him, and then I don't know, and then Alexis Arquette. Do you know Alexis Arquette?
Is that like Patricia Arquette relative? Or
Yes.
Arquette relative?
Yes.
Right.
Sister.
Okay.
And then she passed, but they were amazing. They did we did a lot of shooting, and I don't know whatever happened to that. That was I think in the late '90s, so that was fun. But he was an awesome guy. I miss him, and his career took off.
Yeah.
You know. But yes, you are going to find someone. You know, it's weird.
I don't remember anybody. I don't know. I'm not aware of anybody from my high school that has gone on to make it big. But well, big is relative. I went to high school in Texas.
Santa Monica,
it's a little different. You know,
a lot
Santa
of people
Monica,
like Holly Robinson Peete, Rob Lowe.
I mean,
Roxana Zoll.
If you go to high school in like Santa
Carson
Monica
Daly,
or Hollywood,
I think went to Santa Monica.
Yeah. See, your alum is going to really have a lot of names people recognize. You know, I mean, you go to high school where, like I did in Texas. I mean, I don't even know half those people. You know, plus I didn't even graduate. So what are you going to do? But I want to talk about your film career. So you were an actor, or you're still an actor. I don't mean to use the past tense.
It's fine. It feels past tense, but yes, okay.
I know. It's just, I feel like I was a comedian. You know what I mean? We had that conversation because I haven't performed comedy in a while. But you got involved in other aspects of the film industry, like you were a casting director.
Yeah, so I majored in radio, television, film at Northridge, Cal State Northridge. I was kind of burnt out at acting because I was in theater arts in high school, and then I thought, you know what, I want to try something else. And it was kind of cool because they all knew I was an actor, so I was in everybody's, you know, film or TV project, so that was fun. And then I started interning with some casting directors, and I really liked it because I did some sports, but I mainly watched TV all the time. Yeah. So I knew good actors, and I would suggest actors for things. This is a little annoying, and I don't know if you're ever watching it or if you're still alive, Bob Bradler, but I'm still a little resentful. So
what was that?
He gave me a script. I was the casting director, one of the casting directors on The New Monkeys. I don't know if you ever saw it. It was on KTLA.
I think I remember that.
It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. So one of the directors,
a whole new group of people.
Exactly. So one of the directors gave me a script, and I said, "This is good." And I thought, I had a person in mind, and my colleague, my partner with the casting, had a masseuse who. So the actor was Eric Roberts. So I said Eric Roberts would be great. So we gave him the script. He loved it, and he was in the best of the best. And that was huge. And that was all because of me. But no one would know it. Damn you, Bob Bradler. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame on you. He gave someone else it to cast it, and I'm like... So I got a little bitter, and that's why I got kind of out of casting, because it's like... Casting's very hard, and then, you know, directors want a lot from you, and they're not even sure what they want, or they want to, like I had one movie where I got them great people, and they're like, have we exhausted our search? And I'm like, no, we haven't, but I think you can pick one you want. So I saw another 100 people, and then they went back to the people that I originally liked. So it was like an exercise of futility.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they just want to be sure, I guess, you know, or they had some money to waste, you know, who knows. So how long did you do casting work?
I would say about 7-10 years.
Oh, wow.
So I did some stuff, you know, I did a lot of, so a lot of my claim to fame too was, I did a lot of cybercast stuff.
What's cybercast?
I'm blanking now. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking.
What is it though? What's cybercast? Is that like casting for internet stuff? Or?
Yeah, it was like I'm trying to think what the name of it was. A big following. It was like these episodic websites. So I did 3 of them, and then I also did a lot of music videos. So I did a bunch of Toby Keith music videos.
Oh yeah.
I did a couple of Reba McEntire videos. One was nominated. No, Martina McBride. I did one. She was nominated for best video. The one that I cast for. So it was kind of fun, you know.
Are there any rewards for casting directors?
There's some, but
I feel like that is a talent that doesn't get recognized, to be honest.
I was trying to even get in the union with that, with Casting Society of America, and then I stopped and got jaded before I really started pursuing it. I want to get back into it.
They now give rewards to producers, which is previously something that they didn't really recognize as an art form, but there is an art that goes into this work.
It's true.
I mean, you really, it takes the right eye. You know, location scouts have freaking, you know, awards, all right? Like, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you were a casting director for like 7 to 10 years. Now, I want to talk about Playboy.
Okay. Go for it.
What did you do for Playboy?
So I did a lot. They had a lot of like home video stuff, so I did some casting with that. I had a casting partner who did like unit production work and second AD, and then she was also casting. She's awesome. I haven't talked to her in years. Her name is Lisa.
Is casting for Playboy as fun as like the 13-year-old version of me would imagine it was?
No, it's completely opposite. It's like a horror movie. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because, you know, it's like very surreal and not glamorous. You know, or at least for me it wasn't. And then, you know, I usually do union stuff for cast director as well as an actor, but Playboy was non-union, so it was very hard to. There weren't any rules, so I would tell actresses, you won't have this kind of nudity, or this won't happen, and then it changes on set. You know.
Yeah. So like, there's no contracts, or
there's contracts, but it's like they can still do whatever they want because no one's going to come after them and like sue them because it's non-union. Unions protect you. I don't know now if it is, but you know, that was pretty wacky. It didn't last long, and then I got other stuff. I did a lot of casting for hosting, and you know, what else? I did some. I did a pilot for FX at the time.
Wait, before you move on, because that's interesting, but you told me a story last night in the drive that I thought was really kind of funny. I thought maybe we could capture that. It was something about casting for Playboy or something related to that, and you asked somebody for a headshot. Okay,
this is a funny story. Okay, so I was casting for, I think it was called Playboy's Love and Sex Test, or it was something, or Passion's Cove, and I had an office on Cahuenga near the Hanna-Barbera, and there's a newsstand below. Okay, so usually a headshot is a photo of you.
Yep.
And the actress I was auditioning for a role, which required some nudity, I said, do you have a headshot? She goes, hold on, let me go get one. Thinking nothing of it, I thought she was going to her car. She comes back. So what I think she did is she ended up buying a Hustler and handing me the Hustler, and she goes, here's my shot.
Was she the center hold?
I think, yeah, she was everything, because it showed everything, and I'm like, wow.
That is,
yeah. So that was a good story. So it's like, and if you know Hustlers, they don't miss a thing.
No, they don't.
You get everything.
Yeah.
No imagination is needed, right?
They get the camera places the doctor doesn't even get to see.
Yeah.
You know, they are.
And I said, great shot, but where's your name on it? Okay.
No, that's when he's like.
So that was like, I was totally blown away. I mean, and then. I don't know if I've changed a little bit, but I was a little naive back in my 20s. So I was, and like very impressionable, and I'm like, wow. So it's kind of funny me being a casting director and then seeing this. And so that was that was a good story.
I feel like if I was gonna get into casting, I think that would be like a dream job. I mean, really, it's like
but I don't know if
you're just looking at like headshots of boobs and you know what I mean, like. don't know.
Yeah, but you'd be too into it, and people would be like, "He's creepy."
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
creepy guy. Oh my God, creepy guy's casting.
I would so get fired, man.
Yeah.
We went to a coffee
You
shop.
would be the one like, "Hey, can we audition in my house?"
Yeah. So we went to the. No, that's Harvey Weinstein. I would not be that, man.
I was just teasing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But
it was a good stand-up. I mean, hopefully someone will laugh.
The creep factor, though. I mean, I will. You know, I do. I appreciate beautiful women. In fact, we went to a coffee shop right here called Bottoms Up Espresso just before we hopped in the car.
Exactly.
Where the baristas are scantily clad, and it was it's just a cheap thrill, basically, buying a coffee from a girl in a bikini,
Hey, do you mind if we stop for a second?
Where'd your career take you after Playboy?
So I started casting this is where. So I casted a pilot for FX called As Seen on TV, and that was fun. And then I did a little bit more casting, and then did a total change career where I became like an on-site meeting planner and staffer.
Oh, really?
So yes, so I've been doing that, for a while.
How'd you get into that?
A friend of mine turned me on to it, and then it just snowballed, and it was fun. So I travel a lot. I just got back from Armenia.
Kind of like what we're doing right now.
Exactly.
That's kind of a cool gig, man.
This is a traveling road show. Yep. The other ones, you're kind of like stay put at a hotel for the same hotel for 6 days, which is kind of nice. So you can actually unpack. Like when you travel, do you unpack?
No. I bring a suitcase in and out of the hotel, and it's basically just to carry socks. It's like, I try to even get away with wearing the same clothes every day because laundry on the road is kind of a pain in the butt.
Very, yes.
But so you were in Armenia?
Armenia, yeah. Then that was fun. And then I was in Paris.
I didn't even know Armenia was still a country. That's how ignorant I am. I know Armenians, and I've heard of like the Armenian genocide and stuff like that.
Yes.
But
I wanted to see that while I was there, but I didn't because
you wanted to watch a genocide. Oh.
No, I didn't want to watch a genocide. God forbid. No.
So there's still in Armenia out there.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
What were you doing out there?
Same kind of like being a meeting planner on site, helping the meeting go along. You get there before it starts, and you leave after it ends. So it was fun.
It was a meeting of Armenians, bunch of Hollywood landlords. Is that what it was?
No, that's creative though.
That is not just a stereotype. It was my reality. When I lived in Hollywood, my landlord was Armenian, and so was everyone else's landlord.
Wow.
Yeah. That's not been your experience.
No.
Well, they do own a lot of property in California, the Armenians. I never heard of an Armenian until I moved to California. If that tells you something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not really an ethnicity that is widespread across the United States. Where else have you traveled for that? That sounds kind of cool, though.
It was fun. Well, I had one program at Cedar Point in Sandusky.
No way.
Did you get to ride the
rides?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I love roller coasters.
They have the greatest roller coasters on the planet.
They do.
Oh, man. We are super dark right now. You see that?
Yeah.
The sun has really set on this podcast, folks. I think that's...
well, we can do a part deux, just like Hot Shots.
Yeah, we could try. Channel our inner Charlie Sheen.
Exactly.
We could do that. Maybe tomorrow we get some fresh sun. I like the idea of this on the road, literally on the road.
Yeah, hey.
My On the Road podcast, this is the first one that I've ever recorded while driving.
I love this because this could be a thing now, and I did the inaugural one with Brian King,
exactly.
Dr. Brian King.
And then I can not give you credit, and then you can hate on me just like you hate on that other guy.
Yeah, I know, ass.
Yeah.
Jerk.
So just in case we don't do the part deux,
okay.
What's next on the horizon for you, Kevin? What do you got?
Well, so I want to get back into the acting and submit because I love acting. It's fun, and what else? No, I like to do that, and I still like to travel.
But you told me you're working on some scripts and possible productions.
Yes, very good. God, you're so good. Yes,
I know. See, I want to do a podcast with you because of all the conversations we've had, and then once we turn on the camera, you forget them all.
Yeah, it's like Cindy Brady.
Yeah.
I wrote a film with my writing partner, and it's What is it? It's Willy Wonka meets Chronicles of Narnia meets Harry Potter. So I'm very excited about that, and we're doing some other stuff with it, trying to flesh it out. We were going to make it a feature film. Now we're probably going to make it as a book and then option the rights.
I like that you're a meeting planner and you wrote a script about Harry Potter meeting and Chronicles of Narnia meeting.
Exactly. Meets.
Meetings are clearly. Are you a meat eater?
I am a meat eater.
A meeting. Meat is somehow very a big part of your life. So you're working on this movie. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you're getting back into acting in Hollywood.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And this podcast is fun. I want to keep doing it.
Is this your first podcast?
No. I've done a couple.
Oh, man.
I did a podcast with the movie I did, American Scream, and then it went into Blu-ray. That was really fun.
Nice.
And then I think I did one more. But they're really cool.
I enjoy the medium. I mean, it's flexible. The downside of podcasting, though, is how do you get people to listen?
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. And we get a fair amount of listeners. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. I got enough followers, to make it something I continue to invest in. But also, they're just fun. Like, it's just fun to sit back and chat and get to know somebody a little bit better than you would have gotten to know them otherwise.
Exactly.
No, this is fun. I really enjoy it. And I appreciate you being on the road with me, Kevin. I appreciate you being on the podcast. And folks, all you guys listening or watching or following along, thank you so much. This has been another episode of On the Road with Dr. Brian. Thanks.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. Blues, women, and booze. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. I'm an asshole.